Hello to everyone on Instagram and YouTube. It's Makeda Valletta, also known as Renaissance Amazon. And I am live on IG and recording on a separate camera for YouTube. Hopefully, this won't be too loud in the background because I'm starting to realize there's a lot of background noise from where I'm sitting. But for those of you who don't know me, I do a lot of work around the body, holistic health, and sexuality. And today I'm going to talk about the whole issue with Dwayne Wade's son, okay, or daughter's son. It's his son, okay. And as a bisexual woman myself, I am somebody who, like sometimes I feel like I'm part boy on the inside, but I know that I'm a woman, okay. Um, and I have a unique perspective about this because I am a bisexual woman, but also I have a twin brother. Okay, so I remember, being a little girl and not really understanding the difference between me and him. And all my life, I questioned what's masculine and what's feminine, right? And studying men and women and the differences between men and women and the similarities between men and women is like one of my major areas of study. Men and women have a lot in common, but we also have a lot that's different in terms of how our brains are wired and how our bodies are. Okay, and I did a video. In the past. I think it was like last year on the whole trans thing, and it was called like trans acceptance. And basically, I'm telling people that they need to accept themselves because I do think that when somebody says when you want to mutilate yourself, okay, when you want to mutilate yourself because you feel like you're in the wrong body, I do feel like something is wrong. We all know white people who are really black on the inside, okay? And we all know black people who are really white on the inside. And I am a cat on the inside, okay? Like, if I wasn't human, I always tell people, if I wasn't human, I would be a cat. People think I'm joking, but I'm really not. If you watch how cats act, how sensitive they are, how independent they are, how graceful they are when they move, but they will fuck you up. They'll scratch your whole face off if they have to. They're fast, and very sensitive. Cats love to be pet, but cats are also very picky about touch. Cats can be kind of shy. That's all me, right? But I know that no matter how many surgeries I get, I'm not a cat, okay? And as a bisexual woman, I often feel like a man on the inside. When it comes to women, don't put me in a strip club and have a girl give me a lap dance. All my male friends laugh at me because if a girl gives me a lap dance, I'll start acting like some like lame ass nerd dude that's like stuck on like just yeah. Women are my weakness, okay? So in those moments, I can understand how men get led astray by women. I understand the whole distraction. I understand it because I love men. But women are my weakness. I'm just going to keep saying that, okay? But still, no matter all of that, I work with men. A lot of my best friends are men, but I'm not a dude, okay? I may be a lot of, the more that I talk to men and the more that I talk to women, the more I realize I'm very different than a lot of women, but I'm still a woman. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I feel like Dwayne Wade's son is just a gay boy. He's just a fruity gay boy. Fruity gay boys have always existed. Always existed. There's nothing wrong with that. It's always existed. If you look at ancient art, there was, in all indigenous cultures, there were third genders. And I have a YouTube video I did on that too, like 8 years ago. That's also my page, Renaissance Amazon, where I talk about gender diversity in indigenous cultures. So this is Africans, Native Americans, East Indians. They all had, they all recognized and had a place for men with female spirits and women with male spirits, okay? And that has always existed, and they have their special places. Like, we would be bored on this earth without gay men, okay? But the thing is, though, the thing is, what was I going to say? It's annoying because okay, so as a woman, and I've talked about this too in my trans video, it's annoying because, like recently Wendy Williams had said, she was on her show and she was joking. And it was the day before Valentine's Day. Apparently there's something called Galentine's Day. I never heard of that before. But it's for females and their friends to show appreciation to their lady friends. And Wendy Williams said to the gay dudes in the audience, I'm not talking to you. No matter how many dresses you wear and how many heels you wear, you're not a woman. You don't get a menses every 28 days. And she said that. And, the next day she's apologizing because a lot of people in the gay community had a problem with it. And I find it really annoying because, I am, maybe you could say I'm a part of the LGBTQ, even though I don't really hang with them like that because they all get on my nerves. But no offense, I'm just saying lesbians, it could be a bit much. And the whole trans thing, I wish them no hate, you know what I'm saying? But I like men and women with everything intact that, anyhow, I'm not going to get into that. But Chris Rock had it right. I mean, not Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle had it right when he was telling a joke about the alphabet people, the LGBTQ people and whatever else. How we're not all on the same agenda, and we're not, okay? But as a woman, I get annoyed because I feel like everything that women do that's girly, like if we want to do beauty stuff, we want to do fashion, you want to be a cheerleader, anything that has to do with being girly, we always have to share it with gay men. You look at the female cheerleaders, there goes the gay dudes, okay? You look in the fashion world where girls learn to be models, gay men are doing their makeup, gay men are doing their hair, gay men are teaching them how to walk, okay? And gay men often talk to women as if they know better than us how to be a woman, which is really annoying. Then in the pole world, because I pole dance, and I was like, oh, this is so empowering to women. I find pole dance to be an empowering tool for women. And then here come the gay dudes. Okay, now I'm not homophobic. I'm just saying we always have to share it with them. That's always been that. Now you have the whole trans thing where now some of these gay dudes are like, I'm supposed to be a woman, and now you want to be competing in beauty pageants, with women. They want to compete in sports against women. No, okay? Because one thing is for sure, men have man strength, okay? And me having a twin brother, I can tell you, even you don't have to have a twin brother to know this, but I'm just saying. I remember when I was really little, I remember that I used to race my brother and I used to beat him all the time at stuff. And then I remember the day that he beat me and I never beat him again. And that was because testosterone kicked in, okay? And to this day, I am 5'8" and like 160 pounds or something. My twin brother is 6'2" and like 230. If I wanted to like run into him and knock him down, I couldn't. Okay, he could probably pick me up by my neck and like do this, So the thing is that you can't have men and women competing against each other in sports. And the whole trans thing is like it's the agenda. I don't like when people talk about gay agendas and stuff, but I will talk about a trans agenda because a lot of them are having an issue where they feel like it's a case of the grass is greener. You think it's easier to be a girl, or you think it's easier to be a boy, right? Oh, hold on a minute. Okay. Yeah, you think it's easier to be the opposite sex. It's hard being a woman and it's hard being a man, and it's totally different. And for me, if you don't bleed every month, I'm with Wendy Williams, and I always say this: if you do not bleed every month, you are not a woman. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay. Then people in the trans community are like, oh, but some women don't have uteruses, and some women. I'm like, okay, look, what is that, like 0.001% of the population? Because I never met a woman that didn't have a uterus unless she had a hysterectomy, which means she had a uterus and she took it out. So at some point in her life, she's experienced bleeding or childbirth or something, okay? That's the thing that makes women women. The blood mysteries. It is the menstrual cycle, pregnancy and childbirth, and menopause, okay? Not every woman, will have kids, but every woman's going to have a menstrual cycle every month, and going to go through menopause. And so the blood mysteries is what makes women women. And then, even with some women that just because they don't have children doesn't mean that they never lost a baby. It doesn't mean that they weren't ever pregnant and had a miscarriage or lost a baby. You just don't. So even within that, that's the whole rites of passage of being a woman, having to deal with life and death, and having to deal with growing life in you and losing it, and all the different things that come with being a woman, okay? So You have to earn that. I don't want to hear somebody that was born with a dick like, oh, I feel like a woman on the inside. You can feel like a woman on the inside all you want, but you're not. And with Dwayne Wade's son, like, I feel like, it's good to be, like, if he wanted to be a gay boy and be fruity and do that, okay, fine. But when you start saying that you are supposed to be a woman, okay, a girl, I'm not with that at all. And in my other trans video, I make a lot of these points about this. Why I think, also another thing that I've learned recently, and I'll post some of these videos below on my YouTube page, is that, and I'm not sure what countries this is or what states in the U.S. this is, but I've been watching discussions with doctors and parents that say, and this is in the U.S. and I'm not sure if this is every state, but if your kid, okay, says, like Dwayne Wade's kid says, I feel like I'm supposed to be the opposite sex. If they say that, the parent then loses their power in the situation. So the kid will then, the medical community, the parent they don't need the parents' permission for anything, and the parents can't stop anything. What happens is the kids start being given hormone suppressors, puberty blockers, okay, which stop them from going through puberty. Then these children, you have a lot of teenage girls who are given a double mastectomy, okay, all this stuff. Now, if they decide that they change their mind, right, and they're like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. They started this at 12, and at 17, they changed their mind. It's too late. Because what happens is, when you go through that process, you don't go through puberty. Okay, so you don't go through puberty and develop the way you're supposed to develop. So you, number one, end up infertile. You cannot reproduce. And it causes a lot of other serious health problems, okay? And there's a lot of people who would say that being gay is a mental illness, and I don't agree with that. But I will say, in some cases, it can be. You do have lesbians who are lesbians because they were abused really bad. You do have gay dudes who were gay because they were abused. That's not always the case. I know for myself, I was never abused, and I proudly always have been, always will be bisexual. But I'm not, on the lesbian side of things. I definitely need a man. So that's the thing I think that's dangerous about it, that a lot of people did not bring up, is the fact that when kids start to say that kind of stuff, like if it's said in front of a doctor, the medical community will then take the kid and do what they will, and the parent has no right to stop it. And so if that kid changes their mind, the kid's permanently fucked up. So I feel like there needs to be a lot of talk about acceptance. I think when people mutilate themselves, period, even when people are getting tons of plastic surgery, changing their face, changing their breast, changing their ass, changing their whole, something is wrong with you, Instead of people focusing on being the best version of themselves that they can be. And it's one thing, people want to talk about people born with ambiguous genitalia and all that. Okay, those are certain cases, okay? But if you were born with a full-fledged penis and male sexual organs, okay? Or if you were born with a full-fledged vagina and female sexual organs, I think it's a bit much and unhealthy and crazy to think that, you can get all these surgeries to become the opposite sex and take all these hormones. And the trans community wants to impose this on us so much that now they want us regular women, or if I say I'm a real woman, they get offended. Like, oh, what do you mean you're a real woman? I'm a real fucking woman. That's what I mean. Like, so now I have to say cis female and cis male. I'm not calling myself a cis female. I'm not calling anybody a cis anything. It's a man and a woman. But they want to, impose all that on us, and if we don't use what the language they want us to use, they're offended. I'm sick of that, because as a bisexual woman, I don't care if everybody accepts me. There are people who think that me being bisexual is wrong. I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to be who I am. But I don't need to sit here and impose certain things on people, I don't wish any harm to the trans community. And so I'm not saying that. But anytime you don't agree completely with what they are putting out, they act like, oh, you're transphobic, and they want to shut you down and block shit and no. And Little Boosie wasn't wrong, okay? Nothing he said was wrong. Don't cut off the boy's dick, okay? Because that is self-hate when you start cutting off parts of your body. When you start cutting off parts of your body, that's self-hate. We need to focus on more self-love. Be a gay boy. Be a dyke. Look at Young and Man. Young M.A. is a boy on the inside. But we all know she's a girl, but she's a boy on the inside. But she's not like, oh, I'm gonna get surgery and take hormones and make a fake penis and blah blah blah. She knows she's a girl. She knows that. Okay, she says it all the time. She's just a lesbian. She's just a girl with a male spirit. That's dykey. You could be dykey all you want. You could be flamboyant and gay all you want. But when you start thinking I'm gonna take hormones and you're messing with nature, that shit backfires. And that's why I think a lot of trans people die young. It's just totally unhealthy, mentally unhealthy, physically unhealthy. So that's just my 2 cents. I mean, originally when I first saw the video with Dwayne Wade's son, I had posted on Instagram with claps, and not because he was saying he was trans per se, but what he was saying on the video about being yourself and blah blah blah. And I totally agree with everything the little boy was saying, but he wasn't accepting himself when he wants to run into another body, because you know. And a lot of that, I feel like, has to do with society saying that men are supposed to be this way, women are supposed to be this way. No, there's gay dudes, and gay dudes are still men. All them gay dudes in Atlanta, all they do is fuck, 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 fuck. You know why? Because they're still men. And men are easy. So now you got too easy, and easy. There's a lot of fucking that's going to happen. Lesbians, they have the least amount of sex. You know why? Because women are more complicated. Now, that's why I deal with men more than I deal with women, because women are more complicated. Women take way more work. I have never really had an easy situation with women in my life, okay? I wish that. So I'm thankful for the men for that men are not too complicated in that way, okay? They don't play as many games around what they want sexually or whatever, you know? And so now you got two women, complicated. There's a whole lot less sex, way more fighting. So you go to a lesbian club, you see people fighting, yelling. Everybody's fucking mad. You go to the gay club with the gay dudes, they all happy, and they got freaking rainbows coming out. You know, the rainbow sparkles in the air. They're so happy because they have a lot of sex. That's why. Okay, so gay dudes are still fucking men. All right, lesbians are still women. You could be a dyke all you want to be, but if you bleed every month, nature's gonna remind you you are still a woman. Okay. You can be a woman with a male spirit. You can be a man with a female spirit. You can be black with a white spirit. You can be white with a black spirit. But that white person with a black spirit still needs to understand you're white. And that black person with a white spirit, you still need to understand you're black. It's that simple. So I said my 2 cents on the piece, okay? Feel free to leave your comments on my YouTube, share it. If you don't follow me on YouTube, be sure to follow me at the Renaissance Amazon. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at the_Renaissance_Amazon_81. Now I'm about to go outside and get some sun on my skin. So hopefully you guys have a great day.